The donkey. Long, long ago, a king and queen ruled over a kingdom. They both loved each other dearly. They ruled their kingdom wisely, and their subjects loved them. Yet, the royal couple felt that something was missing in their lives since they had no children. Every day, the queen prayed to have a child. "Oh, how I wish I had a child," sighed the queen. "A baby would make me feel happy and content." Finally, one day, her wish was fulfilled. She bore a child. The queen and king were very happy now. They would soon have a baby. But alas, when the time came, the baby turned out to be a baby donkey. How the queen cried when she saw the little grey animal with long ears and a floppy tail. "Oh, how unfortunate I am to have such a child," she wept. "Drown it in the lake. I don't want it." However, the king would let no harm come to the donkey. He was, after all, his son. "No, my dear queen," he consoled his wife. "We shall learn to love him. I shall bring him up to be a wise ruler after me. But we should first remove all the mirrors in the palace so he doesn't feel bad about being a donkey." So the donkey grew up in luxury and enjoyed a royal upbringing just like a human prince. He adored music and would tap his hooves whenever an instrument was played. He begged to be allowed to learn to play the lute. "I'm sure I can do it," he told his father. The king appointed the best lute teacher for his son. At first, the poor donkey could not pluck at the strings of the lute with his hooves. But he practiced and practiced till he could play it well. One day, Donkey was wandering in the garden, smelling the beautiful flowers of spring, when he came to a pond. "Let me drink some water," he thought, and bent his head. What he saw shocked him out of his wits. He was a donkey. "Ho, ho," he breathed softly and sadly. "No wonder my mother doesn't love me." The donkey prince was very disappointed. He decided to leave the palace and seek his fortune in the world. He took his beloved lute with him. It was more like a friend to him now. After traveling for a few days, the donkey reached another kingdom. He decided to stay there for a while. The old king of that kingdom had a daughter who was known to be very beautiful. The donkey wished to see this beautiful princess. So he went to the royal palace and stood outside the gate. "Open the gates so that I may enter," he said, and knocked with his hooves. However, the gate remained shut. So the donkey began playing his lute. The music was so melodious that the gatekeeper peered out. He was so amazed to see a donkey playing music. He rushed to the old king and told him about this amazing donkey. the old king asked him to bring the donkey inside. The donkey played in the old king's court and enchanted him with his musical skill. The king requested him to stay in his kingdom for a few months. "You may stay and eat in the servants' quarters," said the old king. "No, I cannot do that. I am a royal fellow. I shall stay and eat only with you and the princess," replied the donkey haughtily. The old king was a little annoyed but very amused. He allowed him to dine in the royal chambers that evening. At dinner, the donkey met the princess. She was indeed the most beautiful young woman he had ever seen. Meanwhile, the old king was surprised to see the donkey dine with royal etiquette. The donkey spent many months at the old king's palace. However, after that, he became very restless. "What is the use of my staying here? I'm only a donkey and will remain one, despite my wonderful music," he thought sadly. When the old king saw that the donkey was sad and lost in his thoughts, he asked the donkey what the matter was. "I wish to go away," answered the donkey. "I don't see why I should stay here any longer." The old king was upset now. In all these months, he had grown to love the high-spirited donkey. "No, please don't leave," he said. "I will give you all the gold and luxuries you want. Will that make you happy?" "No," said the donkey, and his ears twitched. "If I marry your pretty daughter, I will surely be happy and I will stay here forever." The old king was taken aback. However, the princess had no objection in marrying the kind-hearted, talented royal donkey. So the princess and the donkey prince were married with pomp and ceremony. The old king was uneasy, though, and asked a servant to hide in their room to see that the donkey behaved himself. The servant did as he was bid. He hid in a cupboard. The princess and the donkey came in and shut the door. Then the donkey did something that made the servant almost fall out of the cupboard in amazement. He threw off his donkey skin, and there was a handsome man standing in his place. "My dear princess," he said, "I'm not really a donkey. I was jinxed since I was born. Only the love of a beautiful woman could make me human again." The princess was delighted. In the morning, the prince put on his donkey skin once again. Unknown to him, the servant had told everything to the old king. "Oh, that is good news indeed," said the king. "But why does he need to wear the skin now?" "Your Highness, the best thing would be to burn the skin when he has taken it off," said the servant. "If I do that, the prince and the princess will punish me. So you should go to their room tonight and do it." So the old king hid himself in their room. When the young couple was asleep, he took the donkey's skin and threw it into the fireplace. Then he crept back in the cupboard. The next morning, when the prince awoke, he could not find his donkey's skin. "Oh no, where has it gone?" he cried, and turned the room upside down looking for it. The old king couldn't bear it any longer and came out of the cupboard. The prince was so angry that he refused to speak to him. "Listen, my son," said the old king. "When the spell has been broken, why do you still want to be a donkey? You are a handsome young prince. Isn't that what you always wanted to be?" The prince had wanted to hide under the donkey's skin because he was shy of being seen as a man. Now he understood the old king's words. "Yes, what you say is right. I shall not want the donkey skin again." When his mother and father heard the news, you could not find a happier set of parents in the whole wide world. The end.